It's that time of year again, the time we dream big, set goals, and promise ourselves a fresh start. But let's be real. How many times have those dreams turned into nightmares of procrastination and failure? The truth is, the path to your greatest year lies not in chasing comfort, but in confronting your demons, the fear of failure, the chains of self-doubt, and the excuses that have held you back for far too long. As the Buddha once said, no one saves us but ourselves. No one can, and no one may. We ourselves must walk the path. And yet, how often do we find ourselves standing still, paralyzed by fear and trapped in endless cycles of regret? What if I told you that 2025 could be the year you break free, the year you embrace discipline, live with intention, and finally create a life of purpose and joy? Are you tired of feeling stuck, of watching another year slip by with nothing to show for it? Stay with me, because in this video, I'm about to reveal 10 Buddhist principles that can shatter your limitations and unlock the life you've always wanted. And there's a bonus lesson at the end that could be the game changer you've been waiting for. If you're going to get anything out of this video, just get this. Transformation begins with you. That's all you need to know to make 2025 your greatest year yet. Let's dive in. Principle 1. Overcoming inner demons. Imagine waking up each day weighed down by the echoes of self-doubt, fear, and past mistakes. You try to move forward, but these invisible chains hold you back, whispering that you're not enough, that you'll fail again. These are your inner demons, fears born from past pain, doubts fueled by insecurities. They thrive in the shadows of avoidance and hesitation. But here's the truth. Your demons lose their power when you confront them with clarity and determination. In Buddhism, the path to freedom starts within. The story of the Buddha himself is a testament to this. Before enlightenment, he faced Mara, the embodiment of fear and temptation, under the Bodhi tree. Mara taunted him with illusions, but the Buddha didn't run or resist. Instead, he looked Mara in the eyes and acknowledged his presence. And with that fearless recognition, Mara lost his power. Now think about your life. What are the Maras you're avoiding? Is it the fear of failure, the shame of past mistakes, the crippling doubt that tells you success isn't for you? The more you run from these inner demons, the stronger they become. But when you face them, when you strip away their illusions, you begin to see them for what they are. Opportunities for growth disguised as threats. This is your call to action for 2025. Acknowledge your fears. Don't deny them or suppress them. Simply name them. Are you afraid of starting that business, pursuing that dream, or mending a broken relationship? Write it down. Next, reframe your perspective. Each failure you fear isn't a final judgment, it's a stepping stone. The Japanese concept of kintsugi, where broken pottery is repaired with gold, teaches us that flaws are not the end, but the beginning of something more beautiful. The practical step. Begin small but deliberate. Every day challenge yourself to confront one fear. Have that difficult conversation. Take that first step toward a goal, or forgive yourself for a mistake. These actions don't have to be monumental. They just need to be consistent. And remember, the act of facing your inner demons isn't about eliminating fear. It's about learning to walk alongside it. Fear is a companion on the path, not an enemy. As you confront it with courage and clarity, you'll find a strength within you that's been waiting to emerge all along. Let 2025 be the year you transform fear into fuel and doubt into determination. No more excuses. Your journey begins now. 2. Consistency and perseverance. Imagine a single drop of water falling steadily into a glass. At first it seems insignificant, barely making a difference, but drop by drop, moment by moment, the glass begins to fill. This is the power of consistency. It's not the grand gestures or sudden bursts of effort that create lasting transformation, but the quiet, persistent actions you take every day. A dripping faucet fills the glass. Consistency builds greatness. In Buddhist philosophy, the journey of self-mastery is likened to tending a garden. You can't rush the growth of a seed, nor can you neglect it and expect it to thrive. Instead, you water it daily, remove the weeds, and trust the process. The same principle applies to your goals and dreams. Whether it's building a career, nurturing a relationship, or cultivating inner peace, success is born from steady, deliberate effort. But let's be honest, consistency is hard. The world glorifies instant results. And when progress feels slow, doubt creeps in. You may think, why bother? It's not working. But remember, transformation is rarely visible in the moment. The most profound changes happen beneath the surface, where patience and perseverance pave the way. Start small. Choose one goal for 20 to 25 that truly matters to you. Break it down into daily actions so simple they're impossible to ignore. If you want to improve your health, commit to 10 minutes of exercise each day. If you're pursuing a skill, dedicate 15 minutes to practice. These small actions may feel trivial, but over time they compound into extraordinary results. And here's the key: celebrate each step forward. Acknowledge your effort, even when the outcome isn't immediate. When you wake up and complete your task, however small, you're reinforcing a habit. You're proving to yourself that you can show up, and that's what counts. Buddhism teaches us the value of persistence through the story of the Bodhisattva's vow, a promise to work tirelessly for enlightenment, no matter how long it takes. This unwavering commitment to the path, despite the challenges, is a reminder that progress isn't about speed. It's about staying the course. So, in 20 to 25, don't chase quick wins or overnight success. Trust the power of steady effort. Every drop matters, and every step brings you closer to the life you envision. Be the dripping faucet. Commit, persevere, and let consistency be your guide. This year, fill your glass, one drop at a time. 3. Mental toughness in adversity. Life will test you. There will be moments when the weight of the world feels unbearable, when setbacks, heartbreaks, and failures threaten to break you. In these moments, it's easy to ask, why me? But adversity isn't your enemy. It's your greatest teacher. It strips away illusions and forces you to confront your limits. And when you lean into these challenges, instead of running from them, something remarkable happens. Strength emerges from the fire of adversity. In Buddhism, the lotus flower is revered as a symbol of resilience. It blooms in the dirtiest of waters, rising above the muck to reveal its beauty. Its journey reminds us that our circumstances don't define us. It's how we rise from them that shapes who we are. Adversity is like that murky water. It can drown you or it can transform you, depending on your mindset. When life gets tough, the natural response is to resist, to avoid discomfort, to wish the challenge away, but resistance only prolongs the pain. Instead, adopt a mindset of acceptance and curiosity. Ask yourself, what is this teaching me? How can I grow from this? Remember, discomfort is temporary, but the growth it brings is permanent. The next time you face hardship, anchor yourself in the present. Pause and take a deep breath. Acknowledge the pain, but don't let it consume you. Visualize it as a storm, intense but fleeting. And then, take action. Break the problem into manageable parts. Focus on what you can control, even if it's just your attitude. Progress may be slow, but every step forward strengthens your resilience. Consider the story of the samurai. In ancient Japan, samurai warriors trained in harsh conditions, enduring cold, hunger, and physical exhaustion. They embraced these trials because they understood a profound truth. Without adversity, there can be no growth. Their mental toughness wasn't born from comfort. It was forged in the fire of challenge. This year, don't shy away from difficulties. Embrace them. See every challenge as an opportunity to build the unshakable foundation of mental toughness. Life's greatest victories come not from avoiding pain, but from enduring it with courage and grace. Let 2025 be the year you rise above the murky waters, stronger and more resilient than ever. Face the fire, grow from it, and bloom like the lotus. Your transformation begins now. 4. The two voices inside us. Inside you, two voices are constantly at war. One is the voice of fear, doubt, and self-criticism. It whispers, "You can't do this, or you'll never be enough." It feeds on hesitation and grows louder with every step you don't take. The other voice is quieter, but it's there, the voice of courage, belief, and determination. It says, "Keep going, and you're stronger than this." The one you choose to feed will define your life. Silence the voice of fear. Amplify the whisper of courage. Buddhism teaches that the mind is like a garden. What you cultivate will thrive, and what you neglect will wither. If you constantly water seeds of doubt, dwelling on failures, fearing the unknown, you give the inner critic more power. But when you nurture seeds of confidence and resilience, your inner champion begins to grow. It's not about erasing fear, but learning to quiet it while strengthening the voice that pushes you forward. Recognizing these two voices is the first step. The next time you hear the critic, you're too inexperienced, or you've already failed once. Pause. Ask yourself, is this voice helping or holding me back? Often the voice of doubt isn't rooted in truth, but in fear of change. Don't argue with it. Acknowledge its presence, then choose not to listen. Instead, turn your attention to the voice of courage. Affirm your abilities. Remind yourself of your progress, however small it may seem. A practical way to shift your inner dialogue is to write down empowering affirmations. Post them where you'll see them daily: your mirror, your desk, your phone screen. Say them out loud. At first, they might feel unnatural, even forced, but repetition is powerful. Over time, these affirmations become the louder voice, drowning out the critic. Consider this. The Buddha himself faced doubt. Before his enlightenment, Mara, the tempter, tried to undermine him with fear and distraction. But the Buddha didn't engage. Instead, he touched the earth, grounding himself in his purpose, and declared his right to be there. The voice of courage prevailed because he chose to listen to it. In 2025, make the choice every day to amplify the voice that believes in you. Feed it with action, affirmations, and perseverance. The voice of fear may always exist, but it doesn't have to lead. Your greatest year starts with listening to the whisper of courage and letting it guide you forward. 5. Embrace the haters. The moment you step outside the boundaries of comfort, the critics will appear. Some will question your choices, others will try to tear you down. Their words may sting, and their judgment might make you second-guess yourself. But here's a truth you need to carry into 2025. Haters are proof you're doing something worth noticing. They wouldn't bother with you if you weren't shaking the status quo. The question is, will you let their negativity define you, or will you use it to fuel your growth? Buddhist teachings remind us that the world is a mirror. What people project onto you often reflects their own fears and insecurities. When someone criticizes your ambition, it may be because they've given up on their own dreams. When they belittle your success, it's often because they feel inadequate in their own journey. Realizing this is liberating. Their words are not about you, they're about them. To embrace the haters, you must first develop a strong sense of self. Who are you when the noise fades? What do you stand for? Spend time clarifying your purpose and aligning your actions with your values. When you know your why, the opinions of others lose their power. Criticism becomes background noise, not a roadblock. Use negativity as a tool for growth. Listen carefully to what your critics say, not to internalize it, but to see if there's any truth hidden in their words. If there is, let it guide you to improve. If not, discard it without hesitation. Imagine a sword being sharpened against a whetstone. The blade doesn't resent the friction, it becomes sharper because of it. Let criticism do the same for you. History is full of people who embrace the haters. Think of the Buddha, who was ridiculed for leaving his royal life in pursuit of enlightenment. His path was unconventional, and his critics were many. Yet he remained steadfast, grounded in his purpose. Their negativity didn't stop him, it propelled him to discover a universal truth. As you navigate 2025, remember this: the louder the critics, the closer you are to something extraordinary. Their resistance is a sign of your progress, so thank them, not out of spite, but out of gratitude for the clarity and strength their doubt can inspire. Keep going, keep rising, and let the haters remind you that you're on the right path. Sixth, detachment from comfort. Comfort feels safe, doesn't it? It's warm, familiar, and predictable. But here's the thing about comfort: it's a trap. It lulls you into stagnation, whispering, "Stay here, it's easier this way." What it doesn't tell you is that comfort zones are where dreams go to die. If you want 2025 to be your greatest year, you must break free. True growth lives on the other side of discomfort. In Buddhist philosophy, attachment to anything, including comfort, is seen as a source of suffering. Why? Because clinging to the familiar prevents us from experiencing life in its fullness. Imagine holding onto a raft in the middle of a river, terrified to let go. The current of life is moving forward, yet you're stuck, unwilling to trust the flow. Detachment doesn't mean abandoning everything. It means releasing your fear of change and embracing the unknown. Stepping into discomfort doesn't have to be dramatic. Start small, take a cold shower, speak up in that meeting, sign up for the class you've been avoiding. Each time you push past your limits, you expand them. Over time, the unfamiliar becomes familiar, and the impossible becomes achievable. Growth isn't about giant leaps, it's about consistent, courageous steps. Think about the caterpillar. It spends its early life crawling, safe and grounded. But when the time comes for transformation, it must endure the struggle of breaking free from its cocoon. The process isn't comfortable, but it's necessary. Without it, there's no butterfly, no flight. Your journey is the same. Comfort will keep you crawling, but discomfort will teach you to fly. When you feel the pull to stay safe, remind yourself of this truth: nothing extraordinary is ever born from ease. Look to the Buddha's life as an example. He left the luxuries of his palace, a life of unimaginable comfort, to seek enlightenment. His journey was fraught with uncertainty, hardship, and discomfort. Yet through it, he discovered the path to true freedom. This year, make discomfort your ally. Let it challenge you, mold you, and prepare you for the life you're capable of living. Each time you step out of your comfort zone, you're not just growing, you're reclaiming your power. Don't let comfort rob you of your potential. Let 2025 be the year you leave the shore behind and venture boldly into the unknown. 7. Embrace the suck life. Life isn't meant to be easy. The moments that test you, the days when everything feels like an uphill battle, these are not curses, they're gifts in disguise. This is where growth begins. In Buddhist philosophy, struggle is seen as a fundamental part of the path to enlightenment. It is through discomfort that the mind sharpens and the spirit strengthens. The path of least resistance leads nowhere worth going. If you want 2025 to be your greatest year, you must learn to embrace the suck. Think about a seed planted in the soil. It starts in darkness, buried under pressure. To grow, it must push against the weight of the earth, breaking through the surface toward the light. This process isn't easy, but it's essential. Without the struggle, there's no growth. You're that seed. Every difficult moment is the soil testing your resolve, shaping you into something stronger. When faced with challenges, our instinct is often to run, to avoid the discomfort. But the truth is, shortcuts don't lead to lasting success. The discipline you develop by facing adversity head-on is what transforms you. Instead of asking, "Why me?" when life gets tough, ask, "What is this teaching me?" Adversity isn't here to break you, it's here to prepare you for what's next. Take the story of the Buddha under the Bodhi tree. Mara, the tempter, threw every obstacle at him: fear, desire, doubt. The Buddha didn't avoid these challenges. He sat with them, faced them, and emerged victorious. He understood that enduring the suck was the only way to transcend it. You can do the same. When life gets messy, chaotic, or overwhelming, don't retreat. Lean in, push through. A practical way to embrace the suck is to reframe your mindset. Instead of seeing challenges as setbacks, view them as training grounds. When your workout feels unbearable, remind yourself that you're building strength. When a project seems insurmountable, remember you're learning perseverance. Celebrate the struggle because it's evidence that you're growing. 2025 will throw its share of challenges at you. There's no escaping that. But every time you choose to endure, every time you push a little harder, you're creating a version of yourself that's unshakable. Don't fear the struggle. Embrace it. Live it. Let it teach you, mold you, and prepare you for greatness. Because when you embrace the suck, you don't just survive, you rise. And that's where the extraordinary begins. 8. Stay uncommon. Most people settle. They aim for the average, stay comfortable, and never push beyond what feels easy. But if you want 2025 to be the year everything changes, you can't afford to be like most people. You must stay uncommon. The truth is, extraordinary results demand extraordinary habits. Mediocrity won't carry you to greatness. You must be willing to do what others won't, even when no one is watching. In Buddhist philosophy, the concept of Dharma teaches us to live with purpose, to rise above complacency, and to strive toward the highest version of ourselves. The Buddha himself was uncommon. He left behind wealth, privilege, and security to pursue enlightenment. He didn't follow the crowd. He forged his own path. To live an uncommon life, you must be willing to take a similar journey of discipline, courage, and intention. Being uncommon starts with your mindset. It's waking up early to work on your goals while the rest of the world sleeps. It's saying no to distractions and yes to the difficult, unglamorous tasks that others avoid. It's setting higher standards for yourself, not because someone is watching, but because you refuse to settle for less than your potential. Picture a marathon runner training in the pouring rain while everyone else stays indoors. That's the mindset you need. While others choose excuses, you choose effort. While others settle for good enough, you demand greatness. This isn't about arrogance. It's about commitment. It's about deciding that you will not let the world dictate your limits. The practical steps are simple, but not easy. Identify one area in your life where you're playing small. Is it your health, your career, your relationships? Then, commit to doing one thing each day that sets you apart. If it's fitness, push for one more rep, one more mile. If it's your career, spend an extra hour honing your craft. Over time, these small, uncommon actions compound into massive results. Being uncommon doesn't mean being perfect. It means being relentless. It means holding yourself accountable when no one else will. It means understanding that the journey to greatness is lonely, but worth it. Stay uncommon among uncommon people, because when you choose to live this way, you won't just make 2025 extraordinary. You'll become the kind of person who turns every year into a masterpiece. 9. Self-care for success. Success is impossible if you're running on empty. Too often we glorify the hustle, pushing ourselves to the brink while neglecting the foundation that holds everything together, our well-being. But here's the truth. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Nourish yourself first. If you want 2025 to be the greatest year of your life, it starts with making self-care a priority, not an afterthought. Think of a tree standing tall and strong. Its branches reach for the sky, but its strength comes from its roots, deep, well-nourished and grounded. Without healthy roots, the tree cannot withstand storms, no matter how impressive its height. You are that tree. Your physical health, emotional balance, and mental clarity are the roots of your success. If they're neglected, everything you've built is at risk of collapsing. Self-care isn't indulgence, it's strategy. The Buddha understood this when he taught the importance of balance. During his early ascetic practices, he deprived himself of basic needs, believing it would bring enlightenment. But it was only when he embraced moderation, eating, resting, and nurturing his body, that he found the clarity to achieve his ultimate goal. This is a lesson for all of us. Neglecting yourself doesn't make you stronger. It makes you weaker. Start with the basics. Treat your body like the engine it is. Fuel it with proper nutrition. Rest it when it's tired. Move it to keep it strong. These aren't luxuries. They're necessities. Emotionally, give yourself grace. Practice mindfulness to process your feelings and let go of what no longer serves you. Take moments to pause, breathe, and recalibrate. Mentally, guard your focus, limit distractions, and prioritize the things that truly matter. Imagine an athlete preparing for a championship. They don't just train, they recover. They sleep, they eat, and they meditate because they know their performance depends on their preparation. You're no different. Your ability to thrive, to succeed, to conquer 2025 hinges on how well you care for yourself. The world will try to convince you that rest is weakness, that you should keep pushing no matter what. But remember this, burnout doesn't make you a hero, it makes you a statistic. Prioritize yourself, not because it's easy, but because it's essential. When you're strong, rested, and balanced, you don't just survive, you excel. Make self-care your foundation and watch as everything else in your life begins to flourish. 10. Patience and long-term vision. The world today demands instant results. Social media flaunts overnight success stories, and everywhere we look, we're told that speed is the key to everything. But if you want 2025 to be the greatest year of your life, you need to adopt a mindset of patience and long-term vision. True transformation doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, commitment, and unwavering focus. Think of the lotus flower, one of the most revered symbols in Buddhism. It grows in murky waters, slowly reaching for the sun, yet it blossoms with such beauty and grace. It doesn't rush. It takes its time, fully embracing the process. It's the perfect example of patience and persistence. In the same way, you must understand that significant change is like the growth of that lotus, unseen beneath the surface, but powerful and inevitable if nurtured with patience. We all want results fast. We want the success, the growth, the transformation now. But here's the harsh reality. What you're building in 2025 will require consistent, sustained effort over time. If you aren't prepared to wait for the results, you'll burn out before you ever get there. That's where patience comes in. Patience isn't about sitting back and doing nothing. It's about showing up every day regardless of how small your progress seems. It's about trusting that each step forward, no matter how incremental, is bringing you closer to your goal. The Buddhist principle of anicca, the understanding of impermanence, teaches us that everything is always changing, evolving. This principle calls for a long-term perspective. Set bold and ambitious goals for yourself in 2025, but don't expect immediate results. Break those big goals into smaller, achievable steps. Celebrate the small victories along the way because they truly matter. When you encounter obstacles, don't view them as failures, but as a natural part of the journey. Understand that sometimes you need to endure the storm before you can bask in the sunshine. Let's be honest, life will challenge your patience. You'll face hurdles. The results you hope for might take longer to show up than you'd like. But always remember, a single year of commitment can change the rest of your life. It's the steady, consistent effort that builds lasting progress. The more patient you are, the stronger your foundation will grow. The more you stay on track, the closer you'll get to achieving your vision of greatness. This year is yours, but only if you're ready to embrace the journey. Keep your focus on the horizon, take it one step at a time, and remember, the lotus never rushed to bloom. As promised earlier, here's the bonus principle: no more excuses. Every day we hear a voice within us saying, "It's not the right time. I'm not ready yet. Maybe tomorrow." These are the excuses that keep us stuck, holding us back, frozen by fear and doubt. But here's the honest truth. Excuses are the chains that prevent you from reaching your potential. They are the unseen barriers between where you are now and where you want to be in 2025. The moment you stop making excuses is the moment you break free from the life you've settled for and step into the life you're meant to live. Think about this for a second. The best time to start was yesterday. The next best time is right now. Every moment you wait is a moment lost to hesitation. Imagine if someone had waited for the perfect time to begin. Would the Buddha have found enlightenment? Would inventors, artists, or leaders have shaped the world? Absolutely not. The journey to greatness begins with action. Not tomorrow, not next week, right now. It's easy to wait for everything to feel perfect, for the stars to align, but the truth is, those moments are rare. The only thing standing between you and your dreams is the choice to act. In Buddhism, there's a powerful teaching about right effort, putting in the right effort at the right time with intention and consistency. This isn't about waiting for motivation to strike. It's about showing up and doing the work, no matter how you feel. It's about taking one small, brave step each day. Progress doesn't require perfection, but it does need action. You'll make mistakes, you'll stumble along the way, but every small step forward builds momentum, moving you closer to your dreams. Action quiets fear. Every time you take a step, even when fear tries to stop you, that fear starts to shrink. You'll realize that the obstacles you once dreaded were never as big as they seemed. By committing to progress every single day, you'll build a life filled with purpose, growth, and fulfillment. Don't let another day slip away. The journey to making 2025 your best year begins with one bold choice. No more excuses. 2025 is yours to claim, but only if you're ready to break free from the grip of hesitation. Time is ticking. Your dreams won't wait, and neither should you. Get up. Begin now. There's no better moment. Life is a delicate balance of effort and surrender, discipline and compassion, action and reflection. By embracing mindfulness, discipline and loving kindness, we unlock the incredible potential within ourselves. Each step forward, no matter how small, holds the power of transformation. The secret is to move with intention and an open heart, trusting the process even when the road feels unclear. Remember, the outside world may test you, but the real battles are fought and won within. A trained and focused mind becomes your greatest strength. As the Zen saying goes, you should sit in meditation for 20 minutes a day. Unless you're too busy, then you should sit for an hour. This paradox reminds us that clarity and strength are found in stillness, not in rushing. Life's impermanence teaches us to value each moment, release what no longer serves us, and act with courage even in uncertainty. Don't fear discomfort. It is a teacher in the form of adversity. By stepping outside your comfort zone and quieting your inner critic, you can discover freedom and peace beyond what you ever imagined. As you begin this journey of transformation, remember this: one mindful step, taken with purpose, can alter the course of your entire life. If this video has inspired you, please like and share to spread the wisdom.